Hi, everyone. I'm Frank Malika with KTVU Fox 2 here in the San Francisco Bay Area. My guest is a realtor with Dudum Realty. She works in Walnut Creek, which is just about 20 miles to the east of San Francisco. And she is trying to sell real estate in our brave new world with COVID-19. She's also a good friend. Let's say hi to Emily Young. Good morning. Good afternoon, Emily. Good to have you with us.
Thanks, Frank. Thanks for actually getting me a really good reason to get dressed and put on makeup and do my hair this morning. I feel like a normal functioning human being today.
Well, we're all dressed from the waist up anyways, as it were, but good to have you with us. Well, just tell us, what has the last 2+ months been like in real estate for you?
Yeah, it's been really interesting and certainly changing almost day by day, just like this virus. But in the beginning, basically all of our business halted. Real estate was not considered an essential business for several weeks. And so everything was put on hold and we were told to sit tight. And that was fine. You know, we really need to look after the best interest of our clients and of course ourselves and our family. So after a few weeks, then real estate was considered essential. But we had a lot of fairly strict rules and regulations around how we could conduct our business. So no open houses, no broker tour, and we were only allowed to show homes that were vacant. And there's really not a lot of vacant homes out there. So it was a little tricky. I actually did have one client who I was able to show a couple homes to that were vacant. And then a couple weeks after that, we are now able to actually show owner-occupied homes. But again, it all goes along with fairly strict rules and regulations just to really protect the health and safety of all of us. So it's certainly eased up a little bit, but we have, it's kind of just a new normal that we're dealing with. But I would say homes are still selling. The average, home values in general are staying really strong here in the Bay Area. So things are still looking quite positive, I would say.
So take us through a scenario. If a client comes in, maybe a husband and wife, and they want to buy a home in Walnut Creek, can you actually go into the home with them, tour the home?
Yeah.
How does that work?
So at this point, we are allowed to show a home with two people from the same family. And we, of course, need to take all of the precautions. I have tons of wipes and gloves and masks. So just to be really respectful of, being sanitary, I guess. And then they're also asking that the homeowner leaves about 30 minutes to an hour before we show the property. And then we can just, walk around, of course, wearing proper shoe covers, just doing our best to make sure that we're not, potentially either catching or spreading the virus. So that's where we're currently at right now.
And how about the homeowners trying to sell their homes? Are some of them a little reticent about letting strangers come in? They want to sell their home, but they don't know who's coming in to take a look at it.
Sure. Yeah, and I actually have a few sellers right now with totally different scenarios. But think about just in general, what your home means to all of us, or what your home personally means to you at this current moment in time. It's our sanctuary. It's our safe place. And so I think that there are some homeowners that really are having a hard time wrapping their brain around putting it on the market right now and what that unknown sort of looks like, especially if they're going to need to get themselves into another property. So I have actually a great client of mine in Lafayette, and I'm just keeping her abreast of all the current information and taking it day by day. And we're completely on the same page. And as soon as, we both feel together and collectively that it's a good time to put her home on the market, we will certainly do that. And we're looking kind of around the mid-June timeframe. Then I have another client that's a great example. She is actually a first responder, and she has a young family. She has 2 small children, and she is a nurse practitioner for John Muir Urgent Care here in Walnut Creek. And that is one of the COVID centers that we have here in Walnut Creek. So she's frontline. She's dealing with this firsthand. And the last thing she wants to do right now is put her house on the market. So that has also completely changed. So I think we're just seeing so many scenarios out there, and you really just have to, do what's best for your client at that moment in time. And it really varies from case to case.
How about a client? I imagine you do virtual tours. You did that prior to COVID-19. Are they more popular now? Are people using them? And have you or anyone in your office actually sold a home through just a virtual tour?
I know people have. I personally have not, but I know, we've actually been having weekly meetings that the owner of my company has been putting on for us, just keeping us really engaged and learning more about technology and different tactics that we can use to get our properties out there if they're for some reason unable to show them. So there's certainly different ways. There's Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and then there's some other technologies that you can use that we actually even used before. Like say you would create a website for a home that you're selling, and you would create some sort of a virtual tour that the potential buyer could experience while looking at the home online. So that was already kind of existing before, and I think we're definitely having to lean on technology and social media probably a whole lot more than we did before in the past.
Imagine you're getting quite the education on technology,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I'd never Zoomed before until all this hit. So we're all learning. How about when you're listing a house, or generally you'd go over there, give them an idea what it's worth. You sit down with them at a table.
Mhm.
Is that being done through Zoom now, or how's
Yeah,
that?
I think Zoom is a great way to connect with your client if don't want to do it in person, which I think that truly is what's best right now. We just need to remember that safety is number one. All of this other stuff can wait. And so, yeah, I think Zoom has been a really great technology for us. And, we have ways of pulling together presentations, listing presentations for them and going through all of that. Zoom honestly has been, such a great way. I've conducted so many meetings with clients and with my company, even just with friends and family having, remote cocktail hours. It's really been great to stay connected. So.
And do you see that maybe kind of sticking and staying down the road in terms of, just taking care of the little things in real estate? If you've got 3 or 4 things cooking, you got to be over here, you got to be over there, when you can just
Sure.
get home and maybe take care of it via Zoom.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine for a lot of different companies and industries that we're seeing how we can function remotely and function quite well. So I can imagine that, the use of technology and conducting business just like we were, face to face is going to probably be the new thing.
Absolutely. You touched on this a little bit, Emily, but let's talk about demand. Are people looking to buy homes? Is there inventory out there? How is that in the Bay Area?
There is definitely still demand. And I would say we're still in a very similar position as far as supply and demand. We definitely don't have, of course, as many homes that we typically would. We are in our hot market now. And of course, we don't have as many homes hitting the market that we would typically be seeing in the spring. But we still have more buyers than we have inventory, especially here in the Bay Area. Jobs are still booming. This is a huge tech, area, and tech is thriving. And we still have a supply and demand issue. And if that continues, then you're going to see home values, still staying where they're at, and they're still slowly creeping up every year.
How about bidding wars? And
Yeah.
the homes on the market for $1 million, are the offers coming in up and beyond that as well during this time?
We're actually still seeing it, even during these times. People. There's certain demographics that are looking for very specific homes, and when you present a home like that, you're still going to get an incredible amount of interest and people that just want what they want, and they're going to be willing to go higher. I've personally haven't experienced recently any bidding wars with my clients, but I have definitely heard from a lot of my fellow colleagues that are experiencing that, even in the $1 million range. So it's still happening.
Well, if you got the money and you want it, I guess you can go out and get it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, talking about money, how about financing? Has that changed a little bit? Are banks still putting out loans, or has that been kind of tightened up a little bit too.
Yeah, so as we all probably know, interest rates are at an all-time low. They're in the low threes, I think 3.25 currently. And but there's a lot happening in the mortgage industry right now. Here in the Bay Area, most of our homes cost over $1 million. So a lot of people end up getting jumbo loans, which is anything over 750,000. Jumbo loans are looking totally different as far as the process than they were previous to COVID-19. It's a little bit harder. You're going to pay a little bit more to get that loan. But and my son just walked in. How about that?
Say hi to Jack, everybody.
Hi, Jack. Of course, there's so many like videos right now of people doing that where their kids are busting in during,
One guy doing the weather for a TV station, and his I think his golden retriever jumped in his lap. So
yeah, exactly.
If Jack wants to come up and say hi and make a cameo, tell him he can do it.
Thank you. Okay, give mommy 5 seconds, okay? Okay. Lots of energy, that kiddo.
There you go.
I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
We're talking about raising kids in the COVID-19.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about jumbo loans and how the banks are
right.
pulling back a little bit.
So if it's not a jumbo, it's no problem. It's very easy to get financing, but I know a lot of lenders have pulled out currently, and so we're really left with Freddie and Fannie are sort of the major lenders right now. But again, I even have some clients calling me that are investors, and they're wanting to sit down and discuss, really great investment opportunities for them because rates are so low. The mortgage industry, it's definitely, again, along with real estate and everything that's going on, it's really changing week by week. We actually have a really great mortgage advisor that jumps on our weekly business meetings, and he is always updating us on the latest news, and it changes every week. It's crazy.
You probably get asked this a lot, but it sounds like it's more of a seller's market right now than a buyer's market, probably just because of the inventory.
Yeah, I would say, and it was kind of switching a little bit early on. It was becoming more of a buyer's, but I would say maybe evening out or even becoming more of a seller's because of the low inventory right now.
What advice would you give viewers that are out there kind of on the fence a little bit, saying, well, we've got this pandemic.
Yeah.
We want to move. We want to, downsize or move out of the Bay Area or wherever you are, that are a little reticent about making the move for any number of reasons.
Sure.
How can you help them out and say, it's okay. You can still sell your house?
Yeah. I feel like it's almost like I don't know. Of course, this is my business and this is what I do for a living, but I also, with my clients, I always want to advise them and guide them on what is truly best for them. So I think, ultimately, buying real estate is always a really great investment for the most part. That is one great way to build wealth. And I don't see that changing, especially here in the Bay Area. But I think right now, it's a good time to just kind of take a step back and watch everything that happens, but to also get all your ducks in a row. If you do feel like you want to buy or sell, there's very important steps that you can do as either a buyer or seller to get yourself prepared, so that if you are, say, a buyer and you come across a property that you absolutely love and you want to write an offer, there are probably 5 really important things that you need to do to make sure that if you make that decision on, say, a Wednesday, you can call your real estate agent and get that offer written within a few hours. So I think just being prepared, staying, abreast of all of the information, really looking at your financial, position, of course, is very important. And yeah, just being ready, I think at any moment is really important.
Well, very good. Emily Young, if someone wants to get in touch with you to list a house or get information, what do they do?
You can email me at emily@dudum.com. That's DUDUM. And you can also call me on my cell phone. Should I give that number?
Go ahead. Why not?
It's area code 425-891-1851.
All right. Well, Emily, some great insight, and we wish you nothing but the best out there.
Thank you, Frank. Nice chatting with you.
All right, that's Emily Young. She is a realtor for Dudum Realty in Walnut Creek, California, not too far out of the San Francisco area to the east. Thanks again, Emily. I'm Frank Malakot. If you'd like more information about COVID-19 and how it's affecting our world, go to coronavirusnow.com.